Legislative procedure, general and financial matters. The legislative procedure refers to the process by which laws are made by Parliament. In India, this procedure is clearly laid down in the Constitution of India. The Parliament follows different procedures for ordinary, general, bills and financial bills, including money bills. These procedures ensure democratic lawmaking, detailed discussion, and accountability of the government. Legislative procedure in general matters, ordinary bills. The legislative procedure means the process by which laws are made by Parliament. In India, this procedure is explained in the Constitution of India. Parliament follows a step-by-step method to ensure that laws are made carefully, democratically, and after proper discussion. Introduction of the bill. The introduction of the bill is the first step in the legislative procedure of Parliament. A bill is a draft proposal of a law. In India, a bill can be introduced in either House of Parliament, that is, the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, except money bills, which can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha. A bill may be introduced by a minister, called a government bill, or by a private member, called a private member's bill. Before introducing a bill, permission of the House is required. On the day of introduction, the title and objectives of the bill are read out. This stage is known as the first reading. At this stage, no detailed discussion on the bill takes place. The purpose is only to formally place the bill before the House so that members become aware of it. After the introduction, the bill is published and circulated among members for future discussion. Thus, the introduction of the bill marks the beginning of the lawmaking process in Parliament and lays the foundation for further debate and examination. The second reading is the most important stage in the legislative procedure. The bill is examined in detail and discussed thoroughly by the members of Parliament. The main purpose of the second reading is to understand the merits and defects of the bill before it is finally passed. The second reading is generally divided into three parts. First, there is a general discussion on the principles and objectives of the bill. Members discuss whether the bill is necessary and whether its basic ideas are acceptable. At this stage, the House does not go into minute details. Second, the bill may be referred to a select committee or joint committee for detailed examination. The committee studies the bill clause by clause, takes expert opinions if required, and submits a report with suggestions and amendments. This helps in improving the quality of the law. Third, after the committee stage, or if the bill is not referred to a committee, the bill is taken up for clause-by-clause discussion in the House. Members can propose amendments, which are discussed and voted upon. Thus, the second reading ensures careful scrutiny, informed debate, and democratic decision-making in the lawmaking process. Third reading. The third reading is the final stage of the legislative procedure in Parliament. At this stage, the bill is discussed as a whole, and the House decides whether the bill should be passed or rejected. The purpose of the third reading is not to examine details but to take a final decision on the bill. During the third reading, no major amendments are allowed. Only verbal or formal changes may be made. Members discuss the overall usefulness and importance of the bill and express their final opinions. After discussion, the bill is put to vote. If the bill is passed by a majority of members present and voting, it is considered approved by that House and is then sent to the other House of Parliament for consideration. If the bill fails to get majority support, it is rejected. Thus, the third reading represents the concluding stage of debate and marks the House's final approval of the proposed law before it moves forward in the legislative process. Bill in the other House. After a bill is passed by one House of Parliament, it is sent to the other House for consideration. For example, if a bill is passed by the Lok Sabha, it is sent to the Rajya Sabha, and vice versa. In the other House, the bill goes through the same stages: first reading, second reading, and third reading. The other House may pass the bill without changes, pass it with amendments, reject the bill, or take no action on it. If the other House passes the bill without amendments, the bill is considered passed by Parliament. If it suggests amendments, the bill is sent back to the first House for approval. The bill becomes law only when both houses agree on it. If there is a disagreement, deadlock, between the two houses such as rejection of the bill or disagreement on amendments, the President of India may call a joint sitting of both houses under Article 108 of the Constitution of India. The decision of the majority in the joint sitting is final. Thus, consideration of a bill in the other house ensures double scrutiny, better debate, and democratic lawmaking. Assent of the President. After a bill is passed by both Houses of Parliament, it is sent to the President of India for assent. The assent of the President is the final step in the legislative process. A bill cannot become a law without the President's approval. When a bill is presented, the President has three options. First, the President may give assent, after which the bill becomes an Act of Parliament and comes into force. Second, the President may withhold assent, which means the bill does not become law. Third, in the case of an ordinary bill, the President may return the bill to Parliament for reconsideration. If Parliament passes the bill again with or without amendments, the President is bound to give assent. However, in the case of a money bill, the President cannot return the bill and must give assent. Thus, the assent of the President acts as an important constitutional check and completes the lawmaking process.